Week number 11. Oh yeah, you know what that means. It's the final
Alrighty,
two
gentlemen,
races of the
here we
Coast to
go.
Coast Racing League, and it's the beginning of drop weeks. We welcome you to USA International Speedway for live coverage of Monday Night Madness as the Osh Weekend Speedway presents to you the Coast to Coast Racing League. We begin with the B Division. The Rebels are about to take down, presented by Langdon Mechanical. As we get you set, we welcome you to the Icon Sim Sports pre-race show. Icon Sim Sports, the official sim racing chassis provider of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Let's get into it. Marty Sakala with you. We're so glad you could join us for live coverage here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Well, as we get set, we're going to begin this evening by taking a look at the top 5 in standings. You'll see it on the top right of your screen, and this is how things look with the current drop situation. So, for example, if we had already used our 2 drops by now, because we're in round number 10, if these are what the points at the moment. Brennan Lacey at 567 points. Bob Evertson, 523. Jesse Atkinson, 481. Donovan Ross, 466. And Jeff Flero, 450. Now, what are the numbers to the right of that? Well, here's what that means. That is their worst finish of the season at this moment with a 24th place finish. That means they have to finish better than 24th place tonight in order to be considered eligible for points tonight. Well, you're probably wondering then with Bob Evertson, why does he have an NA on his name? Well, the reason why his says NA is because he has made one less start than everybody else. Everyone has made all the starts this season, so Bob Evertson not eligible for points, not eligible to drop tonight, so he will be getting full points, and it will start next week with his worst finish of the season as we get into the shape of things. We've got a car count of just about 18 here tonight. You're watching Jesse Bandy in the number 57. And Bandy starts things off on the boards with an 18.27. Brandon Dittmer answers back with an 18.268. Second lap for Jesse Bandy coming off of turn number 4. Where does Bandy stand? Is this an improved lap? It is not. Third quick right now in the Air Force 87 is Andy Patton. Make it fourth quick. He's got a better sector 2 than he did last time. See if he improves here. He is 18.53 once again. Jesse Atkinson in the number 127 goes fourth quick on the charts with an 18.37. Atkinson with an 1.8370. Kyle Sargent drops into fifth quick. Here comes Atkinson off at turn number 4. Hang on, Jeff Flero. Hang on, Jeff Flero. He takes it to the top. 18.084. It's no surprise. This is his best track in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Remember, last season, the Glenn Steyer's Racing 200 machine nearly had the Triple Crown in alphabet soup. The extremely rare Triple Crown. First in the Raiders, first in the Rebels, second in the Renegades. What a lap for Jeff Flero. Quicker by 0.2 of a second. Now on the speedway, Steven Spees of the number 55. We'll see if he improves here on lap number 2. He does by a 10th, 18.404. Bob Evertson working on his final lap at the moment as we have 30 seconds left to go here in qualifying. Bob Evertson across the start-finish line. It will be close here if he improves. He does by 400ths, but stays in 6th position. Donovan Ross and Tyler Wilson not qualifying, each getting heat EOLs. Jamie McKeon, the final guy eligible on track, but he will not be able to get a lap in. Jeff Flero, for the first time this season with the Rebels, gets the ABR Setup Shop Fast Time Award with a 18.084. So qualifying is in the books. We'll have 3 heats for you this evening for our B Division Rebels. Our first heat of the evening is brought to you by Magnum Race Design. Magnum Race Design is the official sponsor of the Coast to Coast 358 Modifieds, making incredible paint jobs. Check them out on Facebook. All drivers will make it into the show. The top 4 go directly through the feature. The guy that finishes in 5th will have to go to the B main where they will receive extra practice. Here's how the lineup looks. It's Andy Patton and Kyle Sargent on the front row. Joe Canellis and Jeff Flero in row number 2. And starting from 5th tonight is John Rayner. So Jeff Flero, who was the quick time, is starting from 4th because of the heat invert. For those that are new to the Coast to Coast Racing League, before we take the green flag, we take the top 4 on the starting lineup and we invert them. Drivers throughout the night will be following the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck. The Steve King Foundation formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. We're going one more lap here until we take the green flag for our first heat race of the evening. We're absolutely thrilled you could join us here. It is the final 2 weeks of the season. Next week we are at Fallujah for the championship race. Rebels points very tight coming on in with the drops. And as of right now, it's coming down to a battle between Brendan Lacey and Bob Everton for the championship. Brendan Lacey, as we take a look at our stats coming on in. Brendan Lacey with 5 wins this season, including last week at I-55. Bob Everton has 2. First season for Bob Everton coming on up from the C Division. As we get set to take the green flag, winner starts on pole position tonight. Off of corner number 2, Andy Patton gets a great jump, nearly 3 wide in the center of the corner. Kyle Sargent runs 2nd. Jeff Flero is 3rd. Joe Canellis is 4th. Flero takes a look inside on the 91. There's nearly contact for 2nd position. Sargent now takes a peek to the inside. He puts the slide job on Patton, and Kyle Sargent takes the race lead away. He's almost giving Patton no room on the outside, nearly squeezes him into the wall. Flero also taking a look down on the bottom side of the racetrack, looking for a 2nd spot, 2 laps in. The sprint cars at USA always never disappoint. There is always multiple grooves of action, and there's always action around the track no matter what. As Flero gets up to 2nd spot, Sargent tries to cut him off. Here's the run to the outside for the 200, doesn't work. Battle for pole position is on. Here's the Glenn Steyers Racing 200 down to the inside. Battle for 3rd as well between Canellis and Patton. Flero tucks it back in line. On board for the bottom of the car from Sargent. Halfway home in heat 1. Last time by running 18:41s, but Sargent may have increased the gap in turns 1 and 2. Everyone running the low side for right now. You see 4th place driver Andy Patton trying to dust the top off. That last time by, an 18:46 for Flero, was about a 10th slower. Sent it into the inside, pretty hard on Kyle Sargent. Doesn't work there that time. On board with the Northeast Outlaw. Oh, they gets the inside, and he makes contact with Sargent. They both go in the wall. Joe Canellis goes to the lead. 2 laps to go. Andy Patton runs in 2nd, Rayner in 3rd, and Sargent is the odd man. Flero's the odd man out of it. He's back in 5th. Oh my goodness, a heartbreaking situation for the driver of the 200, the fast 200. And so Joe Canellis, with a big surprise, will start on pole position, and we've always said it this season. Expect anything and everything with the Rebels, no matter what. And John Rayner actually had an issue before the checkered flag. So Jeff Flero finishes in 4th. We'll start from the 10th position on the grid from what we know as of right now. Here's a look at the Malcolm's replay. Show you what happened with the top two. This disappears. We'll gather it back here for you. All right, you could just see it right there, and we'll actually rewind the footage here for you. You can see there. We'll give you a better view of it. Flaro just comes up on Sargent, sends him sideways, and they both end up in the wall. That's a tough break. And then what happened with Rayner? Oh, he must have run out of fuel. Let's listen. This will be the identifier. Look at the RPMs. Yep. Out of fuel. The final lap. Is he right on board with the Steve King Foundation pace truck? If only we could customize those in iRacing. So our second heat ready to go down. It's brought to you by 2-1 Designs, making dirt car needs in addition to 1/18 scale RC wraps. Like them on Facebook at 2-1 Designs. Our second heat on the front row, Mike Cranmer in car number 70 and Steven Spees in the 55. Row number 2, Jesse Atkinson and Brandon Dittmer. And from 5th position tonight is Brennan Lacey. Low line Lacey, as they call him, receiving a heat EOL. J.D. McCarron not qualifying in time trials. Or pardon me, Lacey does not get a EOL. Decided not to qualify as well. We got one on board that we're going to show you here as we get set to go green, and that is with the Pink Panther and Jesse Atkinson. You got to love the lighting he has in that room. I don't know how he came up with this scheme, but that's awesome. He's for rent, by the way. Winner of this heat starts on the outside of the front row next to Joe Canellis. It's Steven Spees and Mike Cranmer that are on the front row for heat race number 2. We're ready to go green. High side gets things going with Steven Spees and Brandon Dittmer. 3 wide off of turn 2. Jesse Atkinson to the inside. He takes 3rd away. The battle for the lead is on. Here comes the Toyota of Brandon Dittmer to the inside. Steven Spees shuts the door. A little bit of a crossover attempt and a defensive move by the 55 in the Gambler car. But Dittmer gets the crossover. Side by side in a turn number 3. Dittmer just holds it on the bottom, slides up in front of Spees, and they're side by side once again. The 55 puts a little crossover action. Jesse Atkinson wants to get into this battle as well. Spees tries to slide up, but Brandon Dittmer gets the clear on the 55. Jesse Atkinson coming closer and closer, on board with him. Spees trying to close in on the 83. It's a 10.5 between the top two. Dittmer with second quick and fast time, which is why he started in 4th in heat race number 2. Spees, though, all over, has not closed the gap in a lot. In fact, actually, Spees was 300s quicker and has the best lap of this heat, 18:56 to everyone else's 18:59s. Now does Spees decide to make a move in 3 and 4? No, he tucks back behind Dittmer as he decides to scrub the top off to try and find an extra groove higher. 3 laps to go in this second heat. Spees being very careful to make sure he doesn't make contact. We saw that last heat with Sargent and Flaro. Almost makes contact with them this time. Up to the bumper, nearly makes contact again. That is too close for comfort between the top two. Spees again, quicker car, 18:51. To the inside he goes, no slide job there. Dittmer keeps the outside and has the lead. Pulled away, meanwhile, from Jesse Atkinson, a 1-second lead. Mike Cranmer and Brennan Lacey have crashed. We'll take a look at that later on in just a moment. But this is the final lap. Who's starting on the outside of the front row? Brandon Dittmer or Steven Spies. Spies a little too high on the exit of turn 2. Dittmer, will he play defensive? He'll keep the high side. Spies may have an opening, but doesn't go for the slide job. Off at turn 4, Dittmer beats Spies to the line and takes the win. Let's take a look at the outcomes replay and show you what happened. Oh, actually, go back and show you. Mike Cranmer and Brennan Lacey on lap 5. Cranmer ran out of fuel. Nope, he did not. Now he was out of fuel. And was, oh my goodness, was Lacey out of fuel too? Wow, that's hilarious. They both ran out of fuel at the exact same time, and you could even tell by it. That is a big first for me. Third heat race of the evening, brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing, official team of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Here's how the lineup looks. Tyler Bentley and Austin Marlett on the front row. Watch row number 2 closely. You've got Bob Everson and Jesse Bandy. Row 3, Tyler Wilson and Donovan Ross. So Bob Everson, who was 6th quickest in time trials, is unable to score any bonus points from qualifying. So as far as what we know, that keeps the gap with the drops at 44 points. There you see the point standings coming on in between Brennan Lacey and Bob Everson. Again, we appreciate you coming on out tonight for the Coast2Coast Racing Network. Let us know who you were rooting for in the chat. Teresa Phillips is watching, rooting for Bobby and the BBR boys. Appreciate you tuning on in, Teresa. We hope you enjoy the night here at USA. Winner of this heat starts from the inside of row number 2. Tyler Bentley making his first start with the Rebels this season in the NOS number 53. Making his way up from the C Division Raiders. We're set to go green at USA. Everson immediately trying the inside. 4 wide off of turn 2. Look at that. You wanted the best. You got him 4 abreast into turn number 3. That got nearly crazy there for the race lead. Austin Marlett to the inside of Tyler Bentley, but Bentley holds the lead. Lap 1 is in the books. Marlett looks for the slide job. That may cost him 2 spots because of it. Here comes Jesse Bandy in the 57, a big send into turns number 3 and 4. Bandy's got the race lead for now. Everson down to the bottom. Near contact between the 53 and the 008. And so, Everson's up to second quick. Oh my, Donovan Ross, contact. Who is that, by the way? Was that Austin Marlett? It was. Stay under the green flag. Bandy, Everson, and Bentley 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Bandy, quickest lap of this heat at an 18:70. But Bob Everson right there in the 008. Battle for the race lead. You see his front bumper telling him to be smart. Keeps down the high side. He's got to run on the bottom. After Bandy tried to go for the defensive slide job. Bentley's in 4th. Tyler Wilson is in 5th. Excuse me, Tyler Wilson's 4th. Bentley is in 3rd. Keeping it safe on the high side. Nobody going the inside line like we saw in the first heat. The top 2 dust the chocolate chips off. On forward from Bob Everson's perspective. Tries to look to the inside. Nothing. This is from Jesse Bandy's perspective. Another good battle in heats for a top 3 starting spot. 2 laps to go. Carling separates them. Everson right on Jesse Bandy. Everson just runs the middle side. Bandy was quicker last time by 200s. 18:58 was the best lap in this race. This time, each of them are a tenth slower. Everson, though, 100th faster than Bandy at the white flag. Let's see if Everson decides to pull for ascent into turns 3 and 4. Bandy goes defensive into 3 and 4. Does Everson try the crossover off of turn 4? He's right there at Bandy. Pulls up to the inside. Can't get it. Bandy takes the win by 800ths. And so Jesse Bandy in the Milwaukee 57 will start from the inside of row number 2. Bob Everson will start from 6th spot tonight. And so another great heat as it brings us to our B main, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Paint schemes from Clarence, Iowa. Again, this is just for fun, so we will be watching the top 5 in extra practice. Big surprise here is Brennan Lacey in the 414 in the B main. Remember, he ran out of fuel in the second heat, so that is why he is in this. And it looks like we'll only have 4 guys in this B main. And there's only 1 guy on the outside line to begin this race. This is a big first. And I think race control director Kevin Fry is giving Donovan Ross the okay to start up on the outside line. Front row is good, though. John Rayner and Brendan Lacey on the front row. It's Austin Marla and Donovan Ross, row 2. Jamie McCarron misses the call to the green flag. While we are at it, give you this opportunity to talk about a big upcoming event. Make sure you tune into Thursday Night Thunder on Thursday. Yes, I know we're going to switch the sponsor here. Give us one moment. Tune into Thursday Night Thunder. Our broadcast begins at 7 p.m., but at 9 p.m. you don't want to miss the 3rd annual Toilet Bowl 100 presented by Cool Ray. It's a conjunction event. We'll go 100 laps in late models around I-55 Speedway. Late model action beginning around 9 p.m. Broadcast at 7 p.m. with the 358s and big blocks on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. The biggest late model event of the year, and an annual tradition unlike any other, brought to you by Cool Ray along with Mr. Plummer. Also the Wayne Piercefield Memorial as we are green. So Brennan gets away early with John Rayner, Austin Marlin down the inside in the battle for 3rd position. And Marlin in the 999 makes the pass. Look at the run for Donovan Ross around the outside. Brennan Lacey just trying to get his setup down in for the low line. Remember what they call him. Look at that. Low line Lacey here in the Coast to Coast Racing League. But for right now, the low line's not working. He's just trying to get that slickened up. Either that or Mr. Lacey wants to give himself a challenge because he's fallen back to Austin Marlin. Lacey may have a fuel issue here early. Now we got to remember as well what's at stake in the points. All Brennan Lacey has to do is just finish higher than 24th. And he will be good to go. The points should be higher for Mr. Lacey, the higher gap as he's just brought into pit road. The points should be higher for Brennan Lacey as he's got a lot of wins this season. Coming on in, 5 wins in the season, including last week at I-55. However, the couple of finishes outside the top 20 have really cost him. Austin Marlett, meanwhile, taking the race lead away from Donovan Ross. Let's show you how that was done. Drivers are just testing the bottom, but not working for anyone. That's some good racing. Having some technical difficulties on our end. You get a nice plug from our sponsor at Malcolm's Mills Mill Writing. Sorry about that. So it's Austin Marlick currently leading on Donovan Ross. As we come to the white flag, only 3 drivers left now in this B main as Marlitt has a 0.6 of a second lead on the driver of the number 5. Ross trying to close in. In fact, the 5 just had the best lap of this Consi at an 18.86 off of turn 4. Meanwhile, Austin Marlitt takes the win. So the B main is now in the books, and now it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for your Weekend Speedway warm-up watch. We'll just let you enjoy the action of your favorite drivers on track. So stay with us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Checkered is out on warm-ups, and it's Kyle Sargent the quickest with a 19.011. Something I forgot to mention, by the way, about the Toilet Bowl 100. Top 3 drivers will receive a Mr. Plummer trophy, and the leader on lap number 34 will receive $100 in iRacing credits. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are set to go for our first feature of the evening with the Rebels. Let's meet the field of 17. Your starting lineup brought to you by our friends at the Super Dirt Car Series. Joe Canellis and Brandon Dittmer make up the front row. Jesse Bandy and Andy Patton on row number 2. Steven Spees and Bob Evertson in row number 3 in the 55 and the 008. Row number 4, Kyle Sargent in the 91 and Jesse Atkinson in the 127. Row number 5, Tyler Bentley in his debut in the 53 and Jeff Flero in the 200. Row 6, Mike Cranmer in the 70 and Tyler Wilson in the 042. Row number 7, Austin Marlett in the 999, John Rayner in the 302. Row 8, Donovan Ross. Brennan Lacey does not make the call to grid, and this is a huge developing story. Donovan Ross, meanwhile, late to get his car going. Now let's remember the situation with Brennan Lacey. His worst finishes of the season, a DNQ at Knoxville, and a 24th at Fairbury. Luckily, though, all we just has to do is finish better than 24th, and points will count. Next week, he'd have to finish better than 21st. Again, here are the points coming on in. This means a big moment here for Bob Evertson in the 008, who comes in 44 points behind. If we look at the Coast-to-Coast Racing League rules, a 16th place finish would give Lacey 42 points. If you're Bob Evertson, you're thinking, let's go win this race. About to find out what happens as we get set. The start brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. 25 laps hour feature here at USA International Speedway with the Rebels. The Rebels never disappoint. USA never disappoints. A surprise front row with Canellis and Dittmer. Green lights are on. Oh, we're wrecking already. Evertson's involved as well. I told you, expect anything and everything. And we got one on his side is Austin Marlett. Somebody did not get going. We're about to find out what happened. Patton causes that situation. Now, how much damage does the 008 have is the real question in all of this. Let's show you from our drone shot as we came to the green flag. Watch Patton. He was just trying to time this green right. I think he was also trying to tell Dittmer, dude, get up there, get up there. As he sacrifices himself and costs many of the drivers here a chance at a win. This is from Jesse Bandy's on board, and he's just minding his own P's and Q's. Let's go to Jeff Flero. I'm sorry, not Flero. With nowhere to go, here's Andy Patton. About to go green. Look at this. I've never seen that from the bounty hunter. So we will try this once again, and now everything's going single file. A lot of drivers not happy at Andy Patton for sure. Bob Everson now goes from 6th all the way back to 10th. Not what he wants at all. So we're gonna consider this a start once again. But it's just a single file start. That was the weirdest start I've ever seen. Steven Bixler watching, a big hello to him, rooting for Joe Canellis. Canellis currently leading at the moment. As we're ready to go back to green flag racing. Canellis, this is only his 4th start in the Coast2Coast Racing League. He's on pole. We're back to green. So he gets a good job up on the outside. Brandon Dittmer keeps it going on the high side. Kyle Sargent taking a peek underneath. That's the battle for 4th spot place with Steven Spies. See if he can make it work off the corner. Ooh, near contact off the corner. You got a lot of guys bouncing off that bump off of turn number 4. Sargent, you see as he tries to diamond the corner. Now tucked up behind the 55. Meanwhile, battle for the lead starts to break out. Joe Canellis versus Brandon Dittmer. This about to be good. Dittmer makes some contact with Canellis. Rolls down the racetrack. Here comes Jesse Bandy meanwhile. And Kyle Sargent up to 3rd for the race lead. Dittmer with the slide job on Joe Canellis. Doesn't work. But Canellis tries to fight back. Or does the slide job work? Dittmer leads at the start-finish line. Canellis cuts back down underneath the slide job for the 1. He's got it for now. Dittmer fikes it back to 83 to the lead again. Caution is out and Dittmer will lead. All the yellows for Sargent. He was running in 3rd before he spun. Tyler Wilson also involved. Look at what happened. Oh, he caught the wall and biked it. And, oh, man, up in the fence. Awful, awful ride for Kyle Sargent. That's a tough blow. That right there. Oh, my gosh. That was an ugly scene. So Brandon Dittmer is in the race lead, and I'm going to give you a fun fact, and obviously I hope I'm not jinxing him, but ever since the advent of stats from Sim Racer Hub, he only has 1 win. He probably has more before we were using iRacing League Manager. But Dittmer only with 1 win. That came in a truck race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Best finish in a sprint car since we were using Sim Racer Hub was a Matinee 360 race, a 2nd at Charlotte Dirt. Best finish in the Rebels, a 5th, twice at Lernerville and Knoxville. Coming recently on April 18th and March 21st, respectively. The last time Joe Canellis won in Monday Night Madness, you have to go back to when we were running the D class in the Coast2Coast Racing League, which was a win at Eldora. So we'll see what he can do, but ever since we used Sim Racer Hub, he's got 9 wins. Ready to get back to green. The restart brought to you by Land of Legends Raceway TV. Dittmer leads Canellis. Steven Spies 3rd. Jesse Bandy 4th. Jesse Atkinson 5th. We're back to green. Good restart from the 83. Went right in the high side. First driver on the bottom is the 53 of Bentley, but look at Jeff Flaro. Look at the Glenn Steyer's Racing car go. Up to 6th after being involved in that wreck earlier tonight. And he is right in the bottom like it's nobody's business. Clears Tyler Bentley for 6th. The Canadian is on a mission. 3 wide, meanwhile, as Ross clears Bentley. Everton tries to get in the fight. Bentley all the way down the bottom into the cold mud. Everton, your points contender. 2nd in points, up to 7th. Dittmer, meanwhile, with an 0.8 of a second lead, and here he goes with a run for 3rd on Stephen Spees. The Pink Panther is on the charge of 5 positions. There you see him, rocking with the VR, on his way by Stephen Spees. Let's go behind them. Jesse Bandy sends it in, nearly spins the car around, tries to slide job Bandy for 5th, and now his eyes are on Stephen Spees. He's the only guy on the bottom pulling up Brennan Lacey. He can't do it like Lacey at the moment. Jesse Atkinson, best lap of the session, 19.75. He's all over Joe Canellis for 2nd. There's the slide job on the 1. And Atkinson is up to 2nd. A rough season so far for Jesse Atkinson. 4 top 5s and 6 top 10s. No wins this season. As he looks to pull away from Joe Canellis. The last time the Pink Panther won with Monday Night Madness, you got to go back when he was with the Raiders on February 28th when he won at Limerland. The last season before he moved up to the B Division. Best finish with the Rebels is 2nd. That came at Knoxville 2 months ago. And he is running quicker laps, 0.6 of a second quicker to the race leader in Brandon Dittmer. Both of these drivers looking for their first Rebel wins. We are past the halfway point. Jeff Flaro is currently in 5th position. Here goes the run for Spees. Oh, there they go! Canellis and Spees up on their lids, and that's probably the yellow that Dittmer didn't want. That's a shame for Joe Dirk Canellis. He had a great car and started from pole position. Let's show you what happened once again. Canellis got, Speed's truck just came up. And once they hooked wheels, it was on from there. Here's the onboards. Here is first off Stephen Spees. They'll use their quick repairs. Then here is Canellis. Here comes. Ah, you know what? Canellis actually came down as well. So one comes up, the other comes down. So we reset the field here for you after our 3rd yellow of this race. One lap to go until we get the green flag once again, pardon me. So we're set to go back to the green flag. Land of Legends Raceway restart coming up. Dittmer gets them going. Gets a good jump on Jesse Atkinson. The gap, though, 0.3 of a second as Atkinson starts to close in. On board with the Pink Panther. Going at it against the Toyota. Both are on the high side. Dittmer nearly scrapes the wall. Dittmer had to get out of the gas there for a moment. You could hear it there. Sending as much as he can on how much little moisture there is. Look how much he's bumping it. Oh my goodness, this is incredible to see. And here comes Flero. Oh my goodness, where did Jeff Flero come from? This kid wrecked earlier in the race. And now he's up to third. Oh my goodness, here comes the Northeast Outlaw to the inside. Second spot. Does he have it? He clears Jesse Atkinson. Looks to go 2 for 1. Slide jump, Flero. He's got the lead. Oh, he bikes it though. Bikes it. And he's back to fourth. What a big set. Tyler Wilson's back up in the fight. This guy flipped earlier. He's in third. Atkinson, meanwhile, clips the wall off of turn 4. Wilson down to the inside. Looks to put the send on it in turns 1 and 2. He can. Atkinson, a great exit, and he's right there at the 83. Wilson, though, takes a peek underneath, and they got lap traffic ahead. Oh, baby, that's going to get good. Atkinson nearly bikes it off in turn 4 once again. That's been his biggest weakness in these last few laps or so. Look how close he is to going over and over. Tyler Wilson back in the fight. Inside he goes on Brandon Dittmer. Clips the inside wall though. He's still with the gas. Atkinson loose off of turn 4. There goes Wilson. Does he go for the slide jump? No. Flero a big send in 2. But Wilson and Dittmer are the ones going after it. 5 to go. Where's Dittmer? He almost got the wall. Wilson on the send. Traffic ahead. That's Rayner as he lets the leaders by. Pardon me, that's Canellis. It was Dittmer at the line that time. Dittmer rides the wall. Oh my goodness, how did he not bike it? In turn number 2, he blocks Wilson down the back chute. Tyler Wilson looks for the send once again. Just rides the bottom. Side by side of the line. It's Wilson that time. Tom Hanks is proud of that. And now Dittmer up at the wall once again. Couldn't get the yaw. He's loose off of 2. Yellow is out. Oh, take a breath, people. Brandon Dittmer again as well, because that just saved him from losing another spot. He'll restart back in second spot, and this race is not over yet. Here's what happened. It was Marla and Ross that got together. Just comes down. Oh my, that's a scary one. Right in front of the crowd. And Marla takes a nap. On board. That's from Marlet. We want to show you Ross as well. So this race has taken a turn for the worse. This guy went from flipping to leading in. One of the many to try and pull a Steven Goldner here like he did last week at I-55. Tyler Wilson from 12th to the lead. And he will have 2 more laps to try and hold off Brandon Dittmer, Jeff Flero, and Jesse Atkinson. This has been intense tonight. Roger Craig loving it in the chat. This is the wildest Rebel race of the year. Wilson also, meanwhile, let's talk about him. He's looking for his first win of the season. Tyler Wilson has not won since the advent of Sim Racer Hub stats. Best finish in the Rebels is second. Twice this season at Williams Grove and Eldora. Can he get the win he finally gets? About to find out as we get into the Land of Legends restart zone for a 2-lap shootout at USA. It's coming all down to the wire. Can Wilson take the dub, or will Dittmer come back? It all comes down to this. 2 to go. Great restart from Wilson. He keeps it on the low side. Dittmer rides the high side. Is that what he wants? He gets loose off of 2. Wilson opens up a 7/10 of a second lead. Big moment there. Dittmer keeps rocking the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. In a battle for second with Jeff Flaro. Contact for the battle for the runner-up spot at the white flag spot. Flaro with the send. He slide jobs. Brandon Dittmer's up to second, but he bikes it off the wall. Dittmer fights back underneath in the battle for the runner-up spot. Dittmer has second, but off of turn 4. Tyler Wilson, take a bow. You're a Rebels winner. Wilson wins. Dittmer holds on for second and Flaro third in one of the most exciting races we'll see this season with the B Division. And ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Wilson is your Langdon Mechanical Hard Charger Award. This, my friends, is why USA International Speedway is my second favorite track on the schedule. This is just a track that never disappoints. And if you thought that was exciting tonight, oh boy, get ready for the Renegades, which is coming up, oh wow, actually 5 minutes from now. So we're going to have to act on these interviews quickly. So get all the guys in here. All we just need is Jeff Flaro, and we can begin the proceedings. Top 3 pose for celebratory photo. Ohsweken Speedway, by the way, opening up this Friday night finally, so can't wait to see them the action take place there. We'll begin with Jeff Flaro. Jeff, sorry to cut you off there, man. We got to make this quick, by the way, because we got the Renegades coming up shortly. That was a fun race, man. Just what more did you need at the end to try and get the win?
Well, maybe a few more laps, I guess, but I took a hit on the first caution, and the car was a little bit off, but I arrived at track position at that point, so I was dealing with it.
It was a great run, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Well, GSR, my wife, my son, you guys for doing it, Roger and his team, and the guys coming each week.
Well, a great run. Enjoy Ohsweken Speedway this Friday, by the way, and good luck to you in the Renegades.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff Flaro finishing in third. Our second place finisher tonight is Brandon Dittmer. Brandon, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow, man. Leading the most laps, what more did you need for Tyler Wilson?
For me not to step on it, but no, I got really loose going through 1 and 2. It was really slicked off. I didn't have what it took to stick it up there on the cushion going into the corner, so I lost a lot of ground there, and he was just better on the bottom in 3 and 4.
It was a great run. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
You guys were putting on the show. It's always a great time. Finally, I got a freaking podium after about 2 seasons, so but yeah, you guys, Warrior Raps for the scheme. That's about it.
Alrighty, man. We'll let you go. Great run.
Thank you, Marty.
Second place finish for Brandon Dittmer. And now we go to Cool Ray Victory Lane to talk with your race winner after 2 seconds this season. Tyler Wilson finally gets the win he wanted, man. Talk about coming up clutch from 12th to 1st. How does it feel?
Holy smokes, that was for kind of battling hard all year and never getting the win, I never thought my first win here in Coast to Coast would come after being bumped before the race even started and flipping at some point in the middle there, and just kind of being able to slowly work our way back, and a couple cautions maybe to help us out too. But what a race, holy moly.
Yeah, how much fun was it?
It was actually a ton of fun. I was loving that battle there for first. I don't know what happened to him there, but honestly, with that having that lead with 3 to go, I was a little nervous.
It was a hell of a run, man. Great comeback. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just want to give a shout out here to the Coast to Coast guys for putting this on every single week. I know they run races all day, every day, and it's a lot to put on. So I just really want to thank those guys for putting this on. Thank you for the broadcast. I love going back and watching these things. Usually good for a funny line here and there. So I always like going back and watching those. And just thanks to everybody here that puts this on.
Yeah, you're gonna enjoy this one. This was a crazy race. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Tyler Wilson with the win as Wilson celebrates it in Cool Ray Victory Lane. My goodness, this was insane. This was the best Rebel race of the year by far. As Tyler Wilson gets the W here at USA International Speedway. We're going to step aside and go to break. The Renegades are coming up in just a moment on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
race lead off turn 4, white flag in the air. Justin Hare's top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Can he get the lead? Yes, he does. And now here comes Janzik. Janzik goes by Query, and he goes by Inman. Gonna drag race off of turn 4. Shepard is there, but it's Larry White at the line. It's still gonna be Pat Ward, and they make contact. Britton has broken the race car. Peter Britton comes to a stoppage.
leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network here as we get set to go for Renegades action. But first, we want to tell you about an upcoming event on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's the Toilet Bowl 100, the Thorn Annual Toilet Bowl 100. You don't want to miss out this Thursday night. It's going to be a fun one as the Coast to Coast Racing Network, in conjunction with the Pro Late Model Dirt Series. That begins at 9 p.m. this Thursday night. It's the Wayne Piercefield Memorial. Top three will receive a Mr. Plummer trophy in memory of Andy Piercefield's dad, Wayne. The leader on lap 34 will receive $100 in iRacing credits. 100 laps at I-55. Don't want to miss out on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Action begins at 7 p.m. though, as we'll have coverage of the 358s and big block modifieds. Renegades are about to go down as the Renegades are brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Marty Sakala back here with you on the call as we get set to go. 21 is the count for our Renegades here tonight as qualifying is now underway. Brought to you by ABR Setup Shop. First driver on the track, Ross Carina in the number 010. Oh my! Woo-wee! Ross put this in at the last second, and I love this scheme. He's been known for the white and black number 10, 010 this season. Instead, he's got the Busch Light for the farmer's car, and I love it. It looks so cool on a sprint car. Off of turn 4, first lap for Carina and Young. They'll set the bar. 18-25 for Aiden Young. Kevin Fry going 6th quick. Ross Carina looking to improve on his lap off of turn number 4. It's a slower lap. Here's Jeff Kemper out. Patrick Spangler. Chapman! Quick time. 18-33. Spangler answers back. 18.168 on lap number 2. A beauty of a lap. Blake Chapman looking to improve here on lap number 2. He could do it right here. We'll have to see. No, he's off by 200ths. 18.188. Joe Backus in the 46 working on lap number 2. We've got a quick time alert happening right now, though. Hold that thought. This is John Short in the 51. Looking pretty good for a quick time. Let's take a look. Oh, wow. 5th quick. A slow sector 2. 18.29, but was the fastest in his first half of the lap. We'll see if he can improve, though. Got to be better here in Sector 2. He is better in Sector 2. Will it be enough, though, to go into 4th? Yes, it will. 18.26. Under a minute to go here in qualifying. Kyle Moonen in the 24. 18.36. There you see the Renegade points coming on in with the drops. Those are very notable. Kyle Moonen goes 6th at 18.36. And so qualifying is in the books. And ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Spangler gets the quick time award of an 18.168, pardon me. So you take a look at the points coming on in. Blake Chapman up by 10 points on Steven Goldner. However, though, the 30 car is not here. And if that's the situation, and he doesn't miss that and he misses that race, he won't be eligible for drops for the rest of the season. So this would be big for the driver of the number 30. Ross Corinna in third with 556 points. Next week, he'll be eligible to use his drop. Patrick Spangler is fourth with 546. Needs to finish better than 22nd to use his drop. Aiden Young fifth with 526 points. Same for him. 22nd would be his drop. Kyle Moonen second with 523 points. 24th would be his drop. So it's right now a 5-man battle for the championship with 2 races left on the season. Heat 1 about to get set as our first heat of the evening is brought to you by Magnum Race Design. Joe Backus and Steven Fernberg make up the front row. John Short and Patrick Spangler in row 2. Jeff Kemper and Jeff Barker row number 3, and Jeff Flero looking for that Renegades victory that he came oh so close to getting last year. Starts from P7. Drivers tonight following the Steve King Foundation pace truck throughout the night. As we get set to go, a stacked row number 2 with John Short and Patrick Spangler. Short looking for his first win of the season after having many last year. Patrick Spangler with that quick time award gives him 5 bonus points. And so that'll put him, as far as what we know as of right now, with 551 points. It's 5 points for getting the quick time. Actually, update them right now as we speak and show you your top 5. There is Spangler, Chapman, Young, Short, and Corinna. So set to go green. Winner will start from pole position here tonight in our 30-lap feature. We're green. Backus immediately gets a bump from Steven Fernberg, who already falls back to 4th position. Short and Spangler side by side for the second spot at turn number 3. Here comes Short. 2-for-1 discount at the grocery store off of 4. Can he lead the line? No. Backus by an inch. Big set for the 51 once again. Look at Patrick Spangler. May go 3 wide off of turn 2. Oh my goodness, this is awesome action. Short shuts the door on Spangler at the same time, side by side with the 46 for the race lead. Short leads that time at the stripe. Near contact entering turn number 1 though. Short, can he clear back? It's off the corner, not just yet. Fernberg currently with the final transfer spot meanwhile. Short doesn't go for the slide jump. Back is still stuck in second, but Short, I think he can clear with that corner off the line. Oh, they get together, and there goes Backus. Short up in the air. The clear did not work. Fernberg's also involved out inside. Kemper is 4th. Flero is 2nd now, getting by Barker. And look who is up in the lead. The quick man, Patrick Spangler, 18:45. Well, that angle was a big wake-up call, and big credit to the iRacing camera staff that show you these pictures. Backus just slightly creeped down, and calamity broke out. So a 1.3 second lead for Patrick Spangler on Jeff Flero. However, though, Flero, quickest lap here, 18:37. And pardon me, Spangler answers back, 18:36. Fernberg and Short now in the garage. And we'll go down to the consi. Everyone in, though. Everyone locked into the show that start here in the features of all the 3 heats. So nobody will be going home. They will all race in our 30-lap feature tonight. Off of corner number 4, Patrick Spangler starts from pole position tonight. He wins the first heat. Flero, Barker, and Kemper make their way through the transfer spots. So first heat is done. Second heat brought to you by 2-1 Designs, and here is the lineup for you. Kevin Fry and Jesse Bandy make up the front row. Row 2 is Ross Corinna and Blake Chapman. Row 3, Barry Goldner and Blake Chapman. Excuse me, Barry Goldner and Chris Schaefer. Pardon me. And in 7th spot tonight is John Hine, who is starting from the rear. No penalty. In fact, nobody starting from the rear tonight in the heat or the feature with the series. Let us know your thoughts on how the racing's going so far in the chat. We'll give you a shout out here tonight. VSC for 20 says, man, I tried to come a lap back and put on a show. So 1 lap until we get the green flag. Nobody here is eligible for heat points, obviously. So we'll have to see what happens. By the way, all points will be updated once the night is done. We'll be able to give them to you on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Winner starts on the outside of the front row next to Patrick Spangler. And this should be a good one. Watch that second row closely. Corinna and Chapman battling for the championship. Chapman comes in as the points leader. Corinna third in points with the drops. As we look from our sweet, sweet angle. By 2 in turns 1 and 2 as Fry clears Jesse Bandy. They go 1-2 down the back straightaway. Ross Corinna, though, still side by side with Blake Chapman for third. Corinna gets contact from Chapman. However, though, saves it. Close call from the 010 driver. There's your battle now for 4th position. Meanwhile, for the lead. Oh, Bandy! Bandy gets involved along with Blake Chapman. Chapman currently out of a transfer spot. Ross Corinna second, and Barry Goldner is third. Holy cow. The SGR 36. Nobody expected that tonight. As Kevin Fry currently leads, Jesse Bandy has crashed. He'll go to the B main. Here's what happened in the battle for the race lead. Sent it in a little too much. Oh, Blake just doesn't see that coming. Corinna got up in the air as well. I don't know if he suffered any damage, though, from it. Here it was, right here, folks. No, he caught that grass, which is, normally when you hit that grass, that's too much of a send. Second spot, man, I tell you something. Barry is keeping in the fight with Ross Corinna. This is impressive. And you don't see this a lot from Barry Goldner. Came in 21st in the standings, his 9th start of the season. And he is running a lap time 400ths off the best lap, which is set by Ross Carina. Chris Schaefer currently 4th quick, up on Blake Chapman, and John Hine rounds out the rear in 6th. From Barry's onboard. Just playing it safe for right now. On the way flag. But out in front, it's been a while since the Flying Fry and Kevin Fry has started on the front row. As he comes off at turn number 4, Kevin Fry is on the outside of the front row tonight. And at the end, sets his best lap of the day with an 18.62. It's Carina, then Barry Goldner. Awesome run from him. And then Chris Schaefer. Final heat tonight brought to you by Chip Bangers Racing. The lineup looks like this, with the Ayla Outlaw Preston Cranmer on pole position, next to Steven Spies. Row number 2, Lights Out Kyle Moonen and Aiden Young, championship contenders in row 2. Terry Landis and Nathan Aldrich in row number 3. The call to grid is 6. We have 6. So a poor finish from Blake Chapman. He will go to the B main. Luckily, though, the highest now he can start is 13th spot. His worst finish of the year, remember, is 15th. And if Blake Chapman cannot finish inside the top 15, you want to know who's taking advantage? Ross Carina. Of course, he'll get 26 points as long as you at least finish inside the top 24 with Coast to Coast rules. And if Chapman finishes outside the top 15, he will not. He will keep the same 582 points. It will be added up to 587 as long as he completes 75% of the race, though. And then minus penalty. Field down the back straightaway, ready for the green flag. Winner starts on the inside of row 2. Preston Cranmer and Steven Spies on the front row. The Steve King Foundation Pace truck is in the pits. We're set to go racing once again. Steven Spies gets a good jump off of corner number 2. Cranmer tries to fight back, 3 wide off the corner. They keep it back down to 2 by 2. Aiden Young runs in 3rd position as he runs the outside. Kyle Wooden rounds out the transfer spots. He's in 4th. Off the corner, Steven Spies leads lap number 1. Cranmer tucked just back in line between Young and Moonen. Moonen, meanwhile, tries to diamond the corner. Doesn't work. He stays locked and tucked behind Preston Cranmer off the corner. Top 4 nose to tail. Young goes about half a groove higher. Doesn't want to dust the top off like Steven Spies is. And again, try the inside on Preston Cranmer for 3rd spot on a very, very fast track. Moonen's up to 3rd for right now, but can he hold it in the center? Can't. However, though, Moonen did have the best lap of this feature, of this heat, at an 18.6. Diamonds it in 3 and 4. You see the gap between him and the green car in Aldrich. Now Cranmer goes for the send to the inside. They put him in the odd man out, because here comes Moonen down to the bottom of the racetrack. He tucks it back, though. Spees still holding on to that lead on Aiden Young by 0.2 of a second, the Gambler teammates. Meanwhile, that third place battle getting really good. Moon and Diamonds the corner. Cranmer nearly scrapes the wall. Here comes Lights Out to the inside. Up to third position, Kyle Moonen goes. Cranmer, the crossover. Ooh, can't slide, job up, and Moonen clears. Still Steven Spees out in front, starting second on the front row. And has led all 7 laps this time by. Final lap underway. What does Aiden Young have with 55? Moonen just set the best lap in this heat, 18:58. Closing in on Aiden Young for second. Let's see if there's any risky sense. One keeps it on the outside. Moonen all the way up high next to the wall. Off the corner, here they come. Steven Spees takes the heat win. Young, Moonen, Cranmer, top 4. Very clean heat by the drivers and a very fast one as well. Final B main of the evening brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. Joe Backett and Blake Chapman on the front row. Nathan Aldrich and John Short, row 2. John Hine, Terry Landis, row 3. Steven Ferdberg, Jesse Bandy in row 4. And again, the big story here is Blake Chapman, who can start as high as 13th on the grid. We'll see how he does throughout the night. While we are at it, let's take a look at our Coast to Coast Racing League schedule throughout the rest of the week. Tuesday night is the Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Cool Ray at I-55 with the UMPs, 305s and 360s. Wednesday night is Vets and First Responders Night, brought to you by Icon Sim Sports. We induct Terry Landis into the Hall of Fame. We've got Vet 305s and 410s at USA, and then Wingless 360s at Williams Grove. Thursday night is the Super Dirt Car Series Thursday Night Thunder with small blocks at Weed Sport, big blocks at the Port as well. And then the Wayne Piercefield Memorial Toilet Bowl 100, brought to you by Mr. Plummer with the Pro Late models at I-55 for Hundo. Then it's Friday Night Lights with 358s, limited late models, and 305s at USA. Then we conclude Monday Night Madness for the season with the championship races at Volusia Speedway. Going to be a fun Monday night next week. All races, by the way, starting at 7 p.m. with the exception of Monday Night Madness, the broadcast at 8 p.m. on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. This will determine tonight positions number 13 through 21. John Short, by the way, misses the call to grid, so he'll start from last in the feature tonight as we're set to go green. Chapman and Backus side by side off the corner. Chapman with the clear. Landis running in third. Aldrich inside on Jesse Bandy for fourth. Bandy already up 4 positions from 8th to 4th on the grid. Nice run for the Milwaukee Tools, number 57. As they go down the back straightaway. Aldrich with a back ascend. Risky move, but that cost him a ton of time to Steven Fernberg. John Hine back in 7th. Blake Chapman, meanwhile, still leading. Quickest lap, 18:99. Nobody else is in the 18 bracket. Backus running in second position. Here comes Bandy down low on Landis for third. Once again, that bump off of turn 4. We saw guys like Jesse Atkinson that were having issues with that on the exit of turn 4, which was a big weakness to a lot of drivers. Tyler Wilson was able to handle that well. That's how he won the Rebels feature. Four in the books. Bandy still not giving up in this battle with Terry Landis as Landis takes a peek inside of Backus as he ride on board with the Vanderbilt 57. Nice run around the outside on Landy. Halfway home in the B main. Quickest lap for Bandy in this heat, by the way. It's 18.94, and look at the gap Chapman has on Backus. 0.6 of a second. Backus, those scrapes the wall on the exit of turn 2. Let's see if Bandy capitalizes on it. Backus goes defensive. Landis looks on the bottom, can't do it. 4 cars all under a blanket for second spot. Blake Chapman is missing what he's seeing behind him. He would love to be in this battle though, because it's really fun. There goes Bandy, he sends it. Second spot, not yet. Backus crosses over. 2 to go. Man, just enough room. Backus is giving Bandy. There's the crossover for the 57. Slide job again for the 57 of Bandy. It's too much of a slider. Backus makes some contact. Landis trying to get into this as well as we're on the final lap. This is where a battle of what would be the 14th starting spot into 19 as features Bandy clears Backus. You got Landis and then Fernberg. Off the corner though, it is Blake Chapman out in front and starts from 13th in the KSR number 20. Time for the warm-up watch, brought to you by the Osh Weekend Speedway as preliminary action is in the books. We'll show you your favorite drivers for the final 3 minutes before they go green for 30 laps. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Jeff Flero the quickest at the end of warmups. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Coolray, the Coast to Coast Racing League, the Oswego Speedway, and all the fine drivers and sponsors, we thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It is now time to meet the field of 20 drivers ready to take the green flag for 30 laps at the USA International Speedway. Here is the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, it is Patrick Spangler in the 39 and Kevin Fry in the 21. Row 2, Steven Speeds in the 55 and Jeff Flero in the 200. Row 3, Ross Corinna in the 010 and Aiden Young in the 69. Row 4, Jeff Barker in the 513 and Barry Goldner in the 36. Row 5, Kyle Moonen in the 24 and Jeffrey Kemper in the 181. Row 6, Chris Schaefer in the 23 and Preston Cranmer in the 07. Row number 7 is Blake Chapman in the 20 and Jesse Bandy in the 57. Row 8, Joe Backus in the 46 and Terry Landis in the 161. Row 9, Stephen Bernberg driving the 29 and Ethan Aldrich in the 514. And in row 10 for tonight, the Johns, John Hine in the 71 and John Short in the 51. Well, the past 2 seasons, when the Renegades have been at USA International Speedway, we have had incredible moments and fantastic races. We saw a fantastic race moments ago with the Rebels at USA. Will we see it at the Renegades? Let us know your pick to win in the chat. We have an exciting finish coming up for you folks, an exciting race. Again, let's look at the points coming in with the drops. Blake Chapman leads with 582 points. He starts in row 7. Stephen Goldner not racing today, so he won't get any points. Ross Corinna third with 557. He starts in row number 3. Patrick Spangler fourth with 551. There you see him as the pole sitter. Aiden Young, 529 points. He's also in row 3. Kyle Moonen with 523 points. He is in row number 5. The start tonight brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing as we're ready to go to the green flag as the field rolls into turn number 3 and 4. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Patrick Spangler, Kevin Fry make up the front row from coast to coast. USA, USA, USA. It is showtime in Florida. Off of corner number 2, Patrick Spangler gets the jump early on Steven Spees and Kevin Fry. A scattered start for them behind the 39. Side by side in the corner, Steven Spees watches Kevin Fry up the racetrack. 3 wide off at turn 4, couple of drivers on the wall, but we keep it straight. Some incredible action for second on back. Look at this racing already, folks. And we got one in the wall already. It's Aiden Young, and he takes Ross Corinna and a big pileup. That's Chris Schaefer, side over side, end over end. Still on track, nearly into the infield. A wild one, caution is out. Slow motion for you folks. Watch the 23 of Schaefer. Or excuse me, Aiden Young. Look, he's already biked it off of 2. Chris Schaefer nowhere to go. And just gets, oh my goodness. Look at that thing go. That's Backus in the 46 he got. Wow. This is not going to be a good onboard, folks. We're going to watch this in real time. If you got children, make them turn away. That was brutal. Jesse Bandy, Chris Schaefer were towed into the pits. Moves a lot of drivers up. As We're set to go back to the green flag. We have 1 to go at the line. Update your drivers on the positions. Ross Corinna somehow dodging that wreck up to 2nd spot. Aiden Young, despite riding the wall, is in 7th. You see Moonen in 8th. Blake Chapman is in 9th. No, there's somebody else we haven't mentioned. Obviously, Patrick Spangler, your race leader. Be a big win for him to keep him alive in this championship. As of right now, he's 31 points back, and if he can finish this race with 0x, that's 5 bonus points for him for the clean race. Remember, every incident point you get in the Coast2Coast Racing League, you get a penalty point. You'll lose 1 point. Time for the Land of Legends TV restart. Patrick Spangler leads, Ross Corinna 2nd, Steven Spees 3rd, Kevin Fry 4th, Jeff Flero rounds out the top 5. Spangler the control car, we're back to green. Nice jump, he's the only one on the bottom. Kevin Fry looks to the inside, Ross Corinna holds on to 2nd position. Down the back straightaway they go, zooming plus us at around 120 to 30 miles an hour. Best battle is for 30. Watch on your screen between Fry and Speeds. But Ross Corinna, fastest car on the track last time by at a 20.14. And 2 championship competitors are around to duke at it for the top spot. For 3rd, meanwhile, Jeff Flero, the Rebels driver, hanging out with Spees and Fry. Flero taking it to the inside, puts the slide job up. It's Spees nearly bikes. Here's the run for Corinna inside for the top spot. He can't get it done though yet. He's right on board with the Busch 010. Start in 5th, he's up to 2nd. Car length separating them. Spangler playing defensive in turns 1 and 2. This man has come oh so close to winning this season. Look at the gap that they've put on 3rd place Kevin Fry. 1.5 seconds. Spangler opens the door for Corinna on the exit, but he uses the high side to pull away by about a half car length or so. Higher exit for Corinna off the corner. Defense, meanwhile, it's a mess as Flero catches the wall. He falls back to 7th spot. Aiden Young's in 6th. Kyle Moonen's up to 5th. Here's a run. Corinna on the outside, side by side. Contact at 3 wide on back. Exciting racing. Moonen forces his way up to 3rd. Meanwhile, for the race lead, Spangler and Corinna jockeying for positions on back. I wish we could have 2 computers to show you both of this exciting action. At the line, I think it was Spangler, and it was. We're under caution. And the points leader is involved in Blake Chapman on his side, trying to get it on all 4 wheels. Oh my goodness. He has to tow the car. Luckily for USA, nearly a mile long in length. So we'll see if the, oh my, contact between Fry started that. 4 wide, Flero into Chapman. And there he goes, bystander. Remember, if he does not finish in the top 15, he will not get points with the drops. It would be his worst finish of the season as you ride on board with Blake. Just that simple wheel touch leads to the bike. His 2nd worst finish on the year is a 11th at Cedar Lake. And so if Blake finishes worse than 15th, that 11th place finish will stand and would change everything in the points, especially for Ross Corinna, who has pretty much finished in the top 10 every single race he has entered in. Ross's worst finish is a 7th that came at Lernerville Speedway. So if Blake Chapman cannot get in the top 15, Ross Corinna is about to take advantage and look to win this spring championship. Again, we remind you of the points. On the right is if their number. That's where they gotta finish ahead of if they want points tonight. If they don't have a number like Goldner and Corinna, they will be able to get points, but a drop will not be in effect until next week. So for the Land of Legends restart, Spangler still leads. Corinna second, Moonen third, Fry fourth, and Spies fifth. Exciting action continuing at USA, and championship contenders hold the top 3 spots. Spangler brings them back to green and opens up a nice lead on Ross Corinna. Kevin Fry inside on Kyle Moonen, looking for the bottom step of the podium. Can't do it there. Tries to send on Moonen for third. Look at Moonen trying to go around the outside. Battle for second is on as Corinna nearly clips Moonen, which could have turned disastrous. This is what Spangler wants to see. These two battling as a lead of 0.6 of a second. Look at Moonen. Scraped the right rear sneaker into the wall, but somehow keeps it going and takes second away from Corinna. This was the guy that won last season at USA as he looks to have a successful winning defense. Best battle on track, we go to your championship contender, Aiden Young in 7th, battling with Kevin Fry for 6th. Steven Spies now all over Ross Corinna for 30, right on board with the Gambler 55. Had to let off there, but he had a faster center than Corinna. Best lap last time by 1997. Back to Young and Fry. They're side by side for 6th. Cool Race 69 car should have a nice advantage off the corner, and he does. Preston Cranmer tries to get into this battle as well for 7th. Outlaw to the inside of the Flying Fry. Oh, that Speed's on the wall. Fry saves it. I don't know what happened with Speeds. He must have biked it in turn 2, and it's all the way back to 9th. And we got one also in the wall. Don't know who. No caution. I think it was Blake Chapman who's trying to recover. Luckily for Blake, he's now in 14th spot, which is what he needs to gain points. The magic number today for him was 15 to pick some points up. However, though, Ross Corinna is in 3rd to close the gap. He's already used his quick repair after that flip. Battle for 2nd on between Moonen and Corinna, speaking of which. Moonen able to gain some points. Look at Moonen all the way up on the outside. Moonen a bad center. What a run for Corinna. Hit the sweet spot in 1 and 2, as I like to call it at USA, as he runs in 2nd. Meanwhile, Patrick Spangler a 1.5 second lead. Spangler 2nd in points, coming in minus the drops. He has got, in the last 3 races, he has been in 3 seconds. Eldora, Knoxville, pardon me. Those are his best finishes this season. He's got 3 seconds on the year. 1.4 second lead. Chapman continues to be on the charge in 10th. The outside. Does he have it? No. If Patrick Spangler, as we confirm our stats here, if Spangler wins tonight, this would be his first Renegade win since the advent of Sim Racer Hub on September 13th. He's got 4 wins since then. A Mandate 360, Wingless Warrior 410, and Hometown Hero 360. Would be the biggest win in his coast-to-coast career. Updan the championship drivers for second. This has been awesome to watch, and it just changed big time. Caution flag is out. That erases a 1.6 second lead that Spangler has had. Not the yellow he wanted to see. Yellow is out for Jeff Barker, and here's the replay. Battling with Kemper for about 12th on track as they just get together in a wild ride in turn number 3 for the Marine. On board with Kemp. To be on board with Barker. Just caught the wall. It's like that. That was like a net code situation. Once he made the contact, it was like a deeper angle than we thought. So now, what are you thinking here if you're Patrick Spangler? At this moment, this has to be the restart of his life. Our Rebels winner, Tyler Wilson, rooting for Patrick to get this win. Would be another win that he can finally get. But he has to hold off Corinna Moonen, and even perhaps, in my opinion, the best driver here at USA that has to work for it in Jeff Flaherty. You got Aiden Young up there as well in 5th position. That could be a factor. We'll have 1 lap to go until we get the green. There will be 8 laps to go when Spangler fires in the Land of Legends restart zone. But you can't count out the rest of this field. How about Preston Cranmer? He's up 6 spots from tonight, up to 6th from 12th. Our hard charger at the moment is John Short. He is up 11 spots. Started in the last row and is in 9th. And then Blake Chapman, recovering from a flip, is in 10th position. About 10 drive, in my opinion, the top 10 all still have a chance to win this race. We'll see what happens. It's Spangler ready to bring the field back to green. He's led all 22 laps so far tonight. Another great jump. Get ready for a Corinna Moonen throwdown. Flaherty tried to spoil the party. 3 wide in the corner. Flaherty nearly goes 2 for 1 off the turn. Takes it back to 4th. Sends it once again. Keeps it on the bottom though. Spangler with a half-second lead. 7 laps to go. Last time I was with you at USA, the 358s and big blocks put a heck of a show, and we're seeing it once again with the sprints. 3 wide in turn number 3. Corinna pulls out with the advantage. 0.3 of a second back on Spangler. 6 laps left. Moonen takes a look once again. Nothing. Aiden Young up there in 5th still. Blake Chapman back to making moves. He's running in 8th. Spangler, a tough turn number 4 that last time by. 5 laps to go, maintaining a good lead. Was 400ths faster than Corinna last time by. On board with the 39. It's that bump once again. He's got 4 laps left. Can he get his first ever Renegades win since the advent of Sim Racer Hub? Last time by, a 1/10 of a second faster was Corinna. The 010 car looking for his second win of the season. He is right there. 3 laps to go. It's going to be another one of those fantastic finishes at USA Developing. A 1-car length lead for Patrick Spangler. Corinna is right there. Let's see if Corinna goes for the send. Keeps it on the outside. Kyle Moonen in third in case the top two get into it. Popsicle's up 2 to go. 2 championship contenders. Dyson it out as Corinna diamonds the corner. Bad exit. The ladder was 400ths faster last time by. Off of 4. White is out. 1 lap to go. If Corinna wants it, he's going to have to come and get it. Great lap last time for Spangler. 600ths quicker. Corinna will have to slide job if he wants the win. There we go. Corinna looks for the send, but he's in the middle of the groove. Off for 4. Patrick Spangler. He can finally celebrate. He wins in the Renegades tonight. Big clutch win for Patrick Spangler as he stays in the championship hunt, entering Volusia next week. Corinna second, Moonen third. A great run from Flero. In Alphabet Sim, look at that. Celebrate it, Spangler. You absolutely deserve it. Oh, man, this is awesome to see the green and black checkered number 39 as he parks it in victory lane. Fireworks go up. Biblical scenes at USA. Man, oh, man. John Short, the Langdon Mechanical Hard Charger Award tonight. Up 11 spots from 20th to 9th. Oh, man. You know what? We're going to get right into it. We got to talk with them. We got to talk with them. Spangler, you did it. Can you believe it?
Yeah, no, I can't. I thought I was going to blow it after that last caution because the cushion can get so wonky. Like if people are running on it during the caution lap, so thought for sure I was going to bury in the wall in one of those turns.
Oh, man. I'm really happy for you, man. Take us through those final few laps and what the mindset was like and holding off Corinna. Did you expect him to go for a slide job there?
I was pretty happy there. I kept looking down. It was like 1.5 second lead. It was like lap 20. I was like, man, if we go green the rest of the way, I have this easy. Like, and the caution was like, of course. And I knew I was quick on the top because like my last lap time was 0.3 quicker than Ross. But I was like, man, that can change. And like Ross was all over me. I thought for sure he's going to try a slider. I kept looking back and see if he's going dive down low in one of the turns so I could try to set up the cut underneath him. But he just, I don't know if he wasn't close enough or what, but I was happy I was able to keep out of the wall.
3 seconds and a first, and you're in the championship hunt now for next week at Fallujah. We all remember what happened last season in the penultimate race. You got involved in that wreck, unable to pick up any points, and unable to win the championship. You're in it now this time with the win. Taking a look here at the stats with the drops, I think as of right now, all you need to do is finish higher than 21st and you'll pick up points next week. Just give us your expectations next week at Fallujah.
Usually one of my better tracks, usually me and Blake finish 1-2. There's like Eldora and Knoxville. Those are our 3 strongest tracks just because we race together. And we have similar setups, so as long as I can beat him one of these times, it'll be good. Usually I'm second to him, so hopefully we can reverse the fiddle there.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Let's give shout-outs to Team SSR, Dad and Uncle back home watching, you for doing the awesome broadcast. I run a lot with Tyler Wilson, and he gave me some setup tips and how to run in the feature here, and it was completely opposite of what he said because it was top-heavy here, so glad I could just throw that out there, and yeah, thanks.
Well, it was a great run for you tonight. Enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thanks. See you next week.
You as well. Patrick Spangler gets the win as he celebrates in Cool Ray Victory Lane. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation in Georgia for homeowners and businesses. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. We had Corinna set in here. However, though, he left. That's interesting. If somebody is watching out there, tell Corinna and Moon to get their asses in here. Sorry. Sorry for the language there, but we're just joking around and having a little fun. Let's talk with Kyle Moonen here, our third place finisher. Kyle, I'll just begin by walking us through your race.
It was a little wild there at the beginning. Then, there I kind of thought I had enough speed to get around Spangler. Then he moved up to the top, and I mean I could stay with him, but I couldn't gain anything on him at all. And kind of started messing up, and then Ross got around me and just kind of hung out in third there.
Talk about the battle you had against Corinna tonight about halfway through the run. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. He's a good dude to race with, and just, kind of trying to go, where everyone wasn't, there at first, and then was doing good around the top and kind of wanted to try the middle again, and just trying to move around and try to find some speed, because he seemed like when I got around him, kind of left him for a minute, and then he ran me back down, but it was a good race.
It was an awesome run tonight, man, and now I think you're in the championship hunt still. It's going to be tough, though. One race to go at Fallujah. What are we expecting?
I'm usually decent at Volusia. Honestly, I haven't even looked at the points. I didn't even think I was close to being in the running, since I had such a bad first handful of races. But I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to tonight?
Just all the guys at Bandy Bill, Ross at Velocity Race Design, you guys for the broadcast, and everyone for the league.
Alrighty, we will let you go. Great run tonight.
All right, appreciate it.
Thanks. Third place finish tonight for Kyle Moonen. A great run for him. As now we give you your official results from tonight as we wait for points to get updated here. They should be up by now. Taking a look, and we can confirm they are updated with the drops as well. So Patrick Spangler taking home the win. Ross Corinna second. Kyle Moonen third. Jeff Flero fourth. Preston Cranmer rounding out the top five. So just waiting to confirm all my stuff here is correct. All right, we have the Renegades stuff all set for you in terms of points. I can confirm to you, by the way, everyone is able to get points, including everyone from the top five. So give us 1 second while we update it for you. If we get Kyle Moonen, by the way, we'll talk with him. So give us 1 second here as we update everything. Here we'll start with Blake Chapman here. Remember, Blake came in with 582 points, and we add his total of 63. That puts him up at 645 points. Steven Goldner did not race tonight. He'll stay at 568 points and will not receive any drops. Ross Corinna with 557 points, and you add on the 75. Ross Corinna, 632 points. Oh, baby, oh, baby. We have a championship battle to the wire next week. Give us 1 second here as we're just finishing. So we're just updating the Renegade points here for you. Now, we'll have them updated race by race for next week. Normally, we update these at the end of the year. So, Patrick Spangler with 551 points. And you add on 85, that puts him up into 636 points. Patrick Spangler, ladies and gentlemen, is running in second position. after that run. We'll confirm. We'll show you guys everything that you need to know once we get done here. Aiden Young with a 5th place finish came in with 529 points. Add on the 57 he had from tonight. That gives him 586 points. That puts give us 1 second here. Oh, did we lose it? I think we may have lost it. Give us 1 second here. 86 points. All right, Kyle Moonen with 523 points, and we add on the 70 points he had from tonight. I'm wrong? Okay. I update my points. Roger, I update my points after you guys keep the 11 races. Okay, so we got him here. All right, so we have him right here with us. Okay, we got it now. All right, so here's how they look coming on in. Patrick Spangler with 711 points. Blake Chapman with 694 points. Ross Carina with 690 points. Young with 628 points. And Kyle Moonen with 613 points. So here are how the standings look as we have 1 race left to go. So we've got a 3-car battle for the championship at the end of the Renegades. You do not want to miss out on that. Then in the Rebels, we have Bob Everton and Brennan Lacey. Oh, boy. 5 points separate them. So you do not want to miss out on next week. So make sure you tune into the Coast to Coast Racing Network for that. So we do have... Ross Carina did have us, and he left, and we were just about ready to talk with him. I'm going to get him in here one more time. We're figuring him out. We don't want him to get docked any points here. Tyrell, give us 1 second. We're going to try it here off of our private call. We are not going to give up on Ross Carina. All right, we're gonna let him go. He's having some technical difficulties on his end. He says he's having mic issues, so that's the issue there. So we'll be done here for the night tonight. And so with that being said, on behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, Roger Craig and Preston Kramer, Marty Sakala signing off for tonight. Winners Tyler Wilson and Patrick Spangler. A fun night at USA International Speedway. So long.